Welcome everyone to Drifter, a space trading simulation sandbox open world universe game that we are gonna have a first look into. So let's get started right away. Alright guys, here we are in a new save game. Let's briefly go over the interface. Up here we have our minimap where we can see if someone is nearby. Our 3 health bars representing for the white one, our energy, the blue one would be for the shields, and finally the yellow one for the damage on your ship or essentially your health bar. Up here, the 2 icons are our primary weapon system. Right now we do have some lasers with infinite ammo and we can use them holding down the spacebar just like that, which is pretty nifty. Down below we have our rocket system. Right now we have 5 rockets, as you can see. You can use them holding down the R button for the duration of the targeting process and releasing it in order to shoot. But more to the fighting once we get to it. Up here we have our targeted unit. Right now I have targeted this ship. I can also target the space station by clicking on it and we can see just how far away it is. We can cycle through friendly ships using the Q and E buttons in case they are nearby. Right now there's nobody nearby, so it doesn't work. Also we can use the F button in order to target enemy ships if you want to do so, if you are on a hunt for some pirates or so. You can use the F button that will only target enemy ships and nothing that is friendly. In the bottom left we can see ourselves how much thrust we are applying at the moment, our current velocity, our slipstream availability and also some stats related to jumping to other star systems. But more to that later. We can use the WASD in order to move. Flying in space is restricted in a way that you are flying on a plane and everything is on a plane. You cannot move up or down 3-dimensional in space. As you can see, with full thrust we have a velocity of 250 meters per second. We can double that using the shift key and pressing W. You can see we are at 500 meters per second. You can use the S key and just wait in order to get to a complete halt. Also, there are 2 more levels of fast traveling. One is the slipstream and the other one is the jumping. We get to the jumping in just a bit. The slipstream I can show you. You can activate it using the Z key, or if you are on the German or Swiss keyboard you can use the Y key and it will simply activate the slipstream, which will make you ultra fast, but you cannot steer to the left or to the right and the process is more or less automatic. If you are nearby an asteroid field or a space station, you cannot use your slipstream. Finally, on the bottom right we can see our space state. You can see it's moving in real time, which is pretty cool. Some missions are actually timed, for which you have up to 48 hours time, but don't worry, every time you jump to a different star system some of the time is added and it might take you hours to get from one solar system to the other. Down below we have our credits. We are starting with a default of 10,000 credits, which isn't a lot. You will have to acquire a ton more through missions, gathering materials and selling goods, trading stuff and so on and so forth. And finally we have our cargo capacity, which at the moment is 10,000 kilograms, which of course can be upgraded with shop modules and ship customization as well. But to get things started we should first visit our space station. In the system you start off, there should be a space station that you can simply target and move close to. You can access a space station as soon as you are around 5 kilometers nearby it. Once you're close enough to the space station you can click your ship and the radial menu will pop up. We are gonna explain all of these symbols eventually, except the one down below because it's not implemented in the game yet. But to access the space station you will press this symbol. And you can clearly see this is still a beta menu, no graphics whatsoever, but I'm sure that is gonna change eventually. So let's have a look at the different categories in here. First up, we have the stock market. In here you can see what the space station has to offer, and this would also be the place where you would go in order to sell your stuff. The first thing we're interested in is the antimatter, because we're going to need 1 unit of antimatter in order to jump from star system to star system. So let's buy about 10 of those guys to get ourselves started, and we shall see in the future. Antimatter you come across in every space station, so that's not going to be a problem to find. Next up we have the ship dealer. We do not have the kind of money to do anything in here, but we can buy different kinds of ships, we can sell our ships or ship equipment, and of course there are lots of weapons, engines and armor and all that good stuff that you can apply to your ships. Next up we have the mission office. This is the place where you will grab your quests. You will have the available missions tab right here, and to get ourselves started we do not want to do too crazy things, so we're just gonna accept those career missions. This will require us to go from one star system to another and deliver a good. Right here we have an undefined tab. This tab is only active in certain systems, and we will get to that once we get into mining. Finally we have the docking bay. In here you can manage your ship cargo as well as your modules. In here, with the radial menu again, you can transfer your cargo to the space station in order to sell it or get stuff that you bought from the space station back to your ship. You can also go into the radial menu in order to adjust modules. Right here you can buy better engines and armor, you can add various modules, different weapons. If you want to do that, that's how you do it within a space station. Finally, you can launch in order to leave the space station, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go after the 2 quests that we have just accepted. Launch. So let's learn more about the radial menu. Right here we have our own ship. We can access our cargo hold and access our active quests and see what we have to do. There's also a bunch of reserve slots for whatever the hell they are planning in the future with this game. Next up we have the current system overview. Here you can see what there currently is in the system, and you can also check out different things and zoom in. There's also some statistics. Especially important is the development level. You want to watch out for mining systems because they have that undefined tab in the space station unlocked where you can process the ores that you're gathering. But we do not have the kind of money to buy ourselves some mining lasers, so we first need to do our career quests and work ourselves from the bottom up. So let's actually check where we have to go. Let's access our active missions, and we can see right here that we have to go to Nopa and deliver 1 unit of parcel in order to complete this quest. Now how to find Nopa is a good question. For that we're gonna go into the star map menu, and here you can see all the star systems there are. Yes, I'm not kidding. So let's check out where we are. We are right here. This is our star system right here. We can jump from one star system to the next, but only to adjacent ones, as you can see. Now we need to find Nopa. I already saw it by accident right here, but in case you do not see it in this chaos or in this chaos, we have a nice little search menu right here where we could click right in Nopa, hit the enter key, and we can simply target it and close. And now we have it as a target. What we can do now is create a path to there, and we can see down below that the course is plotted. It will require 2 jumps, so and so many days of time, and some statistics about the star system you want to access. If you want to inspect the solar system a little bit more closely, you can hit this button and you will go into the remote system overview, where you can have a sneak peek into the system before you really visit it, because sometimes they are not really safe. But Nopa is a pretty safe system, so I do not worry about that. Finally, you have this button right here, which will simply take you back to where you are. So our course is plotted, and you can see that indicated on our jump computer. It's ready. The next destination is going to be Anek, which is on the way to Nopa. So now that we have our course plotted, it's time to learn about the rest of this radial menu. Now that we have a destination available, we can use this button in order to jump. But since there's only one button left, let me explain that too. This button basically does the same thing as if you pressed the S button. So while you are flying, you can use this to get to a complete halt. So let's do our jump and be gone. Welcome to Anek. Once you've jumped, you will have a 1-minute cooldown, at least with your standard jump drive, and this gives us some opportunity to check out the space station nearby. So what I'm gonna do is switch to my slipstream, and we are gonna fly to that space station, check it out, check the stock market, maybe we can pick something up, and maybe there's also some more career quests that we could accept. As you can see, also this station has a career quest that's really easy money. You only have to get to a destination and you get 5,000 credits for it. Our jump drive has cooled down, so let's do the second jump. It will still be programmed in your computer. And jump. Beautiful. Welcome to Nopa. This is where we need to deliver our first quest, so let's head on to this space station. Kind of a rusty space station, but nevertheless we want to hand in our quest, so let's do so in the mission office. Active missions, and we can see objectives are completed here. We have delivered our 1 unit of parcel to Nopa. So let's complete this, and we should have 5,000 credits added to our bank account. Eventually we should also think about accepting other quests, of course. The first one that we're gonna target is this mining mission, a retrieval mission, which is gonna be fun. And then we're gonna get into combat. So let's check our quest log for the next destination that we have to target. We have 2 more quests here, one for CO and one for Kabi Wit. I happen to know that CO is very nearby, so let's actually go into our star map right here, zoom a little bit closer and check out the environment. CO is right here. So let's plan out that route, and we are gonna jump right away and deliver that quest. So we get some more credits and eventually can buy ourselves some mining lasers. Well, I handed in the quest at CO station, and I just found out that Kabi Wit is very nearby to CO. It only requires 1 jump. We still have enough antimatter left, so we can do that jump without any issues. I've managed to accumulate about 30,000 credits so far just doing career quests, and I picked up some more coming across the space station that I had to endeavor. Now it's time to have a look into the ship dealer and what he actually offers as ship equipment. That is gonna differ from space station to space station. What we are looking for to begin with is under the weapons category, the mining lasers. Now in 24,000 credits, that's insane. I think we are going to find a space station that is going to sell us those mining lasers for a little bit cheaper. We are surely going to find the right space station for this kind of business. Well guys, I found a beautiful space station on my missions. Look at that. A city, an entire city in space. That's just great. So let's visit it, and I already handed in the quest. What I wanted to show you is that this ship dealer right here has some mining lasers for only 19,000 credits. And as it just happens, we have 38,000 credits in total, so let's buy 2 of those mining lasers right away. What we have to do now is go into our docking bay, and by default things that you buy from the space station will be delivered to the space station cargo. You can check that out right here in the cargo. You can see the station inventory does have your 2 mining lasers. So let's go into the adjustment menu right here, and we are for now going to remove our 2 lasers. Instead we're going to add our 2 mining lasers. Now I do not want to leave my 2 normal lasers in this space station, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna send them to our ship, just like that, so we can carry them around. We are gonna seek for a permanent home space station, basically, where we can bunker some of our stuff, but that's not gonna be this system. So let's launch from here. We are done with business. It's time to find a really nice mining system. There we go, I traveled around a little bit and explored, and I found the perfect system to be in to deliver the next few quests. This system does have an asteroid belt, as you can see, and it is also a mining system. Not every system with an asteroid belt is a mining system, but we require both, so this is a very nice system to get ourselves started with the mining quests, Axos. So let's actually go ahead and move closer to this asteroid belt and start mining a bunch of things. Here we are, close enough to the asteroid field so that we cannot use the slipstream anymore. What we're gonna do is simply get close enough to one and start pressing the spacebar. And we can get even a little bit closer if we want to. Now, it's maybe worth to note that you can mine asteroids with basically every weapon, but the mining laser will be much more efficient, not in terms of time, but in terms of yield. So you will get a lot more ore doing it with the mining lasers. So it will just take a while to take apart the rocks depending on their size, and once that's done, it should be splitting up into a bunch of ores that you have to collect. Beautiful. We got 3 units of iron ore. I believe we require 5 units at least in order to refine them, but what we're mainly after at the moment is the carbonaceous rock, actually. Because that's the stuff that we need in order to complete the mining quests. So what I'm gonna do is collect enough ores in order to fill up our cargo capacity, and then we're gonna go back to our space station. As you can see, there's also a bunch of other guys farming at the moment. Those are unfortunately not other players. Whoop! This is some AI, and they are actually going after your ore. So if you don't collect it fast enough, they will start collecting it and grabbing it. There we go, our cargo is almost full, so maybe let's have a look into it. We can see I have mined 3 iron ore, 17 carbonaceous rocks, that's really good, some nickel ore, some copper ore, and some titanium ore. So let's get back to our space station over there. Here we are back in the space station in our cargo hold. We can see we have acquired 3,400 kilograms of carbonaceous rock. We need 2,000 kilograms in order to complete one delivery quest, so we will be only able to complete one single quest. Get into the missions office, check out the available missions, one of those retrieval missions in this space station. For the other missions we'll have to go somewhere else, but I'm only gonna accept them whenever I have enough of those carbonaceous rocks. We get 17,000 credits for doing so. So let's accept this quest, and we are going to get into the active missions and complete it right away. And we have another 17,000 at our disposal. Next up, I want to make this basically my home mining system. So what we're going to do is get back into the docking bay, and we are also going to get every ore type into the space station. So we're going to send this to the station, maximum amount for each type of ore. Once we have done so, we can get back into the main menu of the station, and you can see this ore processing menu is now available. And we can check out what we can make. We can make 1 nickel ore that we can potentially sell, so let's process that, and we can also make 1 copper ore. The rest I'm just gonna leave in the space station until we get back and have some more ore in order to process that. What we can do now is go back into the stock market, and down below we should have some ore that we can sell. We could sell this nickel ore for another 3,000 credits, or this copper ore for another 4,000 credits if we want it. But for now I'm just gonna keep it, and I'm gonna go back to mining in order to have some more of those rocks. Maybe another load of cargo, and we are gonna bring everything back here. Back I am from my second mining trip. We have some more ore that we can process. That's exciting. Let's go to our ore processing station, and we are going to make some iron ore, 2 of them even, that's great, some nickel, as well as some copper and trilamine oxide. Man, that's interesting. I have no idea what that is. But anyways, this might not be the best space station to sell those kinds of goods. We will have to compare some prices, and maybe we can even get double the amount of money. I have no idea. But after all, this is a trading game. Same thing counts for everything in the stock market. You probably can make tons of money by buying things cheap in one station and selling them expensive in the other. But nonetheless, it's time to go to our last type of quests, which deals with pirates and other stuff for which we have to fight. So what I'm gonna do is obviously switch back to my lasers and maybe also get myself some more rockets so that we are prepared for the pirate fights. Here we are in the available missions tab, and you can see how difficult a quest might be from the rewards given. Right now, this retrieval mission here is a smuggler inception. It will require you to fight other ships, and this will yield 10,000 credits. Other stuff like the patrol is much more advanced in terms that you have to fight many more pirates, but it is also much more rewarding. So we're gonna start with an easy one just to show off the combat. So we're gonna go with the easiest one so far, just to warm ourselves up and not get into too much trouble. As you can see, what we have to do for this quest, go into the Tejimov system in order to fight the pirates and retrieve a good, and deliver that 1 unit of illegal goods back to Axos. So let's search Tejimov, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is really far away from the looks of it. It is 3 jumps, that is much. Let's actually check our cargo hold. I'm not sure how much antimatter. I still have 3 antimatter, so that's good. We can go to another space station on the way and buy some more. As soon as you arrive in the destination system, there will be a waypoint with a mission objective, so let's fly there. There we go. As soon as you're close enough, you can target your enemies using F, as I said before, and it's time to shoot this guy. What we have to do is bring his shields down without letting him recharge them, and then we can go ahead and damage his ship. And as soon as I'm close enough, I can press the R key in order to lock onto him, release, and we're also gonna shoot a little bit. So 1 rocket is going for him, we're gonna shoot him, try to get his shields down. We got him a little bit damaged. Our shields have taken also a bunch of damage. Want to get after him, maybe lock on another missile. There we go, so his shields will go down. And I want to slow down maybe a little bit. I'm not too good at fighting just yet, but let's give him the rest. Come on, come on. There we go. No, he's too far away. Yeah, I think we got him. Beautiful. So he's going to drop a bunch of containers, and this is what we're gonna need to complete the quest, obviously. There we go. Some basic homing missiles as well as a reward, so that's a good thing. Well, so now that we have those illegal goods, let's go back to Axos. We should target it in our star map, set a waypoint, and we will get our reward for this quest, which is only 10,000 credits, but hey. Well guys, this has been my first look at Drifter Beta. Once there are more upcoming features implemented, I will be covering it with a second look probably, if you want me to do so. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want the game, it is available on Steam in early access. Have a great time, and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.